Welcome back to Greek 1. We are ready for Lesson 8 on page 32 in Gleason's Greek Primer, continuing with the alpha declension. Some nouns that end in a short alpha, which is lengthened to eta in the genitive and dative singular, unless the noun ends in epsilon, iota, or rho. So, if a noun in its nominative ends in an alpha, and it is preceded by an epsilon, iota, or rho, the endings are a, as, on in the singular. But if it's some other letter, like for example Musa, you can see there, or hamaksa, wagon, then you get this inside out. So look at the endings for Musa. Ace, on, I, on, ice, os. So you get that inside out, alphas in the nominative and accusative, and in the genitive and dative, etas. It's not confusing at all when you read it, because you already know that, ace is a genitive singular ending, and that alpha iota subscript is a dative singular ending. But it is just something to note, for a quiz. Hamaksa, the genitive singular is ace, not as, with an alpha. So nothing really new in this lesson, and that's why this week we're doing two lessons, lesson 8 and 9. So just some vocabulary. And here now you see he has begun to give you the definite article, hey. So hey hamaksa. So I'll always read those with the definite article. Hey Basileia is queen. Hey Gefura, hey Gefura, bridge. Ta Therion, a wild animal, a beast. Hey Tura, the door. Hey Lunke, remember that gamma before a he makes an ng sound, so it's hey Lunke, spear, lance. Hey Machera, sword. Hey Musa, the muse. Hey Hadas, the way, the road, the march. Hey Pege, the spring or the source of something. Dioko is pursue, I pursue or I persecute, so its future is dioxo, of course, because adding the sigma on the future onto that kappa gives you a xi sound, dioxo. And aorist, edioxa. So that's a regular aorist. They added the temporal augment, they added the sigma to the end, and then the alpha endings. But the sigma simply changes because it combines with the kappa to make a xi. Theireo, the future, theireuso, that's regular. The aorist, etheirosa, I hunt, also aorist. The aorist is also regular. So they're starting to give you the principal parts that we've learned so far, but it's completely regular thus far. Tacheos means quickly. Dia is a preposition and has two different meanings depending on the case following. Dia with the genitive means through. Dia with the accusative means on account of. So you need to note that in your vocabulary card. All right, just one note here. The article is commonly used to indicate the gender of a noun. Thus, hey with hadas shows that hadas is feminine, which of course is not what you would expect because it has that omicron ending, that omicron sigma ending. There are just a few nouns like that that kind of give you a surprise, and that is why you especially want to learn the form of the article, has, he, or ta, when you learn the word for the first time. Okay. Just a quick few phrases here on page 33. Epites hamaxes, on the wagon or beside the wagon, there with epi. Ektes peges, from the fountain, from the spring, from the source. Hetes horas basileia. Hetes horas basileia. The queen of the land. All right, you see that? The queen of the land. Tes horas is genitive. Longkais makrais. Longkais makrais. 2 or 4 the long spears. Ton sophon muson. Ton sophon muson. Of the wise muses. All right, here are our translations. Go ahead and pause the video. Write them out as best you can, then come back to correct your work. Hai ton okion thurai e san mikrai. Hai ton oikion thurai san mikrai. The verb esan, third person plural, imperfect. They were, who were? The doors of the houses. Hai thurai. The doors of the houses were small. 2. Indito chorio eminen penta anthropoi agatoi. Indito chorio eminen penta anthropoi agatoi. The verb eminen from meno means to remain. So they were remaining. 5 good men were remaining in the region. Into chorio. 3. Tadatheria epoiga tacheos dia tu patemu. Tadatheria epoiga tacheos dia tu patemu. Right, a verb is epoiga. That is imperfect. He, she, or it was fleeing. But we have a neuter plural, so it takes a singular. So this is the beasts were fleeing quickly dia tu patemu, through the river. 4. Tis axe tus lithus epimacron hamaxon. Tis axe tus lithus epimacron hamaxon. The verb is axe, the future of ago. Third person singular. He, she, or it will lead. Who will lead or gather the stones epimacron hamaxon, upon the large wagons? 5. Heda basileia epimpsin angelus epitain akran. Heda basileia epimpsin angelus epitain akran. So where is our verb? Epimpsin. What is the, so pimpo is the normal form of the verb. So epimpsin, that's got to be aorist. Has the augment on the front, has the sigma on the back, it's aorist. The queen, but the queen sent messengers. It's in the accusative case, so you know messengers is the direct object. The queen sent messengers unto or upon the citadel. 6. Hoida etheroian in to pedio. Hoida etheroian in to pedio. So we have a note here. Hoida, so hoi is obviously the masculine plural, definite article, so the. But hoida can often just mean they, but they. So our verb is etheroian. So what's etheroian? What does that mean? What tense is that? It is imperfect. Has the epsilon augment on the front, and it has that on ending. They were hunting. But they were hunting in the plain. 7. Tagarpaidia edioxa tus hippus eis tein oikian. Tagarpaidia edioxa tus hippus eis tein oikian. The verb is edioxa. So it's from dioko. What tense is it? It is aorist. It has the epsilon on the front. It's had a sigma added to its stem, which combined with the kappa to make the xi. He, she, third person singular. He, she, or it pursued. But again, we have ta paideia. neuter plurals take singular verbs. For the children pursued the horses, eistenoikian, into the house. 8. Poidehuioi tes basileas echan longas kai makairas. Poidehuioi tes basileas echan longas kai makairas. The verb, eikon. We learned that last time. That's the imperfect of echo. When you add that epsilon augment to another epsilon, you get a like that. Eikon, they had, they were having, they possessed. What goes with it? What's in the nominative? Hoi huioi, the sons. Hoi de huioi of the queen. The sons of the queen had spears and swords. 9. He hadas age epitas tu patamu pegas. He hadas age epitas tu patamu pegas. The verb is age, present, indicative active, third person singular, he, she, or it leads. He hadas, the road leads unto the springs or the source of the river. To the source of the river. Write in Greek. I don't want you to spend a lot of time right now composing in Greek. If you get done with your work, you're feeling good about where you are, you want some extra practice, go ahead and do these English to Greek sentences. It's certainly good practice. You can certainly figure them out on your own, but I don't want you to get too bogged down with them because it is time consuming. And right now I would rather have you spend your time really learning your forms, really learning your vocabulary, and really working on the Greek to English. I really want you to do those and not just play the answers. I want you to spend time working those out. And so if you're doing all that, I don't expect you'll have a lot of time to spend with the Greek to English. So I'm just going to leave those kind of like the other fun dialogues he has at the end of the chapter. They're excellent practice. If you have the time, do them. But they should be your last priority. Well, that does it for Lesson 8.